This is exactly why the WNBA and USA Basketball and everybody else that's got access to Caitlyn Clark should be trying to push her to the top of everything. Because do you know why we wanted to look at this last night? Because of Caitlyn Clark.
How one rising star's electrifying talent forced the WNBA to rethink its entire season structure is shocking. But why is the WNBA making such unprecedented changes to its upcoming season? WNBA teams won't include fever games in half-season ticket packages because they would lose too much money. Numbers don't lie. Caitlyn Clark is the face of the WNBA.
So we know the Caitlyn Clark effect is real, obviously. It is incredibly obvious that it's real. But this might just sum it up more than anything else.
The WNBA has just made a groundbreaking decision that is turning heads and raising eyebrows. The Indiana Fever will not be included in the league's new ticket price packaging strategy for the upcoming season.
But you want to add a team to Miami? I don't think people understand the market. You don't add franchises when you're losing money, let alone if one of those places is Miami. We had a team for 3 years. They shut down because they played with black curtains around the arena. They were playing in front of 500 people.
That goes back to the point of the pressure being on Caitlyn because they're adding because they think that she's going to...
Why would you even consider Miami among the teams? People don't go...
This move, however, is not as perplexing as it might first appear. It's all about the Caitlyn Clark effect, a phenomenon that is already reshaping the league's strategies and demonstrating the immense influence of this rising star.
Purchase a half-season ticket to receive access to add-on to Fever games. The Go has her own package. She literally has her own package. They could even sell out Gamebridge for day one of Fever camp. They 100% could. I'm sorry, they could sell out Gamebridge for day one of Fever's training camp. There's a 0% chance they could.
By excluding the Fever from this particular ticketing strategy, the WNBA is making a bold play to capitalize on the unprecedented buzz surrounding Clark, aiming to maximize profits and fan engagement like never before.
Of saying the schedule and just being back to what I've called a normal life in the WNBA has been massive. But to quickly run through a couple of other things, and we're going to talk about Aaliyah Boston and Clark here momentarily, so I won't go too deep into that one. Their pairing has been fantastic.
Caitlyn Clark's impact on basketball is undeniable. The young phenom, known for her incredible scoring ability, deep shooting range, and electrifying performances, has captured the hearts of basketball fans across the nation. Her presence on the court draws immense attention, and her games are becoming must-watch events.
Effect strikes again, this time catapulting the WNBA to levels they didn't think were possible if we only look back 2 years from now. Caitlyn Clark has put the WNBA #1 on Morning Consult's fastest growing brands of 2020.
The WNBA, recognizing this surge in popularity, is keen to ride the wave of her influence to boost its visibility and profitability. The decision to leave the Indiana Fever out of the ticket price packaging, a strategy that typically bundles games together to encourage broader attendance, signals a calculated effort to concentrate the league's marketing firepower on matchups that promise the highest returns. With Clark's team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, already creating a massive fan following, the WNBA is betting that her transition to the professional league will carry that momentum forward, attracting even larger audiences and generating significant revenue.
When Clark comes to town, we're going to be adding 10 times the price probably. You're probably looking at $300 tickets when Caitlyn Clark comes to town.
By strategically pricing tickets and packaging games featuring Clark, the league can create a premium experience that taps into the excitement she brings. This strategy is not just about maximizing immediate profits. It's a long-term investment in the league's future, aiming to elevate its profile and secure a more substantial fan base. The WNBA understands that players like Caitlyn Clark are rare, and their ability to draw crowds and media attention can redefine the league's trajectory. Therefore, focusing on matchups that include Clark's team allows the league to showcase its most marketable asset, increasing television ratings, merchandise sales, and overall interest in women's basketball.
So the Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball.
On the other side of the coin, the exclusion of the Indiana Fever from this particular strategy is not a slight against the team, but rather a reflection of current market dynamics. The Fever, rebuilding and developing their talent, may not yet have the star power or fan draw to compete with the spectacle that Clark's games are expected to provide. There is no denying Caitlyn Clark's impact, and the WNBA's choice demonstrates how much the league depends on her to improve its reputation and financial situation. The WNBA is at a turning point in its history, indicating a move towards more aggressive marketing strategies and a stronger focus on star power to propel the league forward. The WNBA's daring actions highlight the increasing awareness of women's sports as a profitable and thrilling venue as fans anxiously await the season to begin. The league is set to achieve new heights by using Clark's dynamic appeal, demonstrating how strategic innovation and star power can change the professional women's basketball scene. The WNBA's recent intention to make a big adjustment for the 2017 season has been the subject of rumors. According to rumors, the league was first apprehensive because they were concerned that these changes might result in losses.
You mentioned the Caitlyn Clark effect. What does that mean to you?
What an incredible human being she is. Not only does she represent Iowa, but she represents women's basketball. She represents women's sports.
However, despite these concerns, the WNBA has introduced an innovative strategy involving ticket packaging that aims to attract more fans to the games, particularly those of powerhouse teams like the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces. Fans may now purchase a package that entitles them to 5 different games under the new scheme, including games against some of the league's most well-liked teams, such as the Las Vegas Aces and the Chicago Sky. By grouping these games together, the WNBA is giving casual viewers a chance to get more involved with the sport, while also giving ardent fans a more affordable choice. This strategy seems to be a direct response to the growing interest in the WNBA, driven in part by the electrifying performances of players like Caitlyn Clark, who have brought new excitement and attention to the league. The league's leadership appears to be banking on the idea that the increased exposure and the allure of seeing multiple games for a single discounted price will outweigh any potential financial risks associated with the discounted packages. One of the significant advantages of this approach is the potential to fill more seats across various games, including those that might not typically draw large crowds.
Call AJ Wilson the face of the league. I'm sorry, you don't need to purchase a 10-game package for the option to watch AJ Wilson play basketball. You don't.
Moreover, this move could also stimulate secondary spending on concessions, merchandise, and other in-arena activities, further compensating for any initial revenue reductions from ticket discounts. By increasing the number of attendees, the league could see a substantial uptick in these ancillary revenue streams. Despite the initial rumors of financial risk, the WNBA's decision to proceed with this ticket packaging strategy reflects a forward-thinking approach to growing the sport. It's a calculated gamble that suggests the league is confident in its trajectory and the increasing popularity of its stars. The inclusion of games featuring teams like the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces ensures that the package offers high entertainment value, making it an enticing offer for fans new and old.
Becoming an iconic figure like a Michael Jordan, like a Tiger Woods, like a Serena Williams. Nike just invested in her $28 million, which I think should be way more.
To be able to carry the pressure of always being on, always being ready, always having to say the right thing, and making sure that like you're as delicate as possible, trying to come across as like not only a great person, but the great athlete that she is. She also carries herself on the basketball.
By capitalizing on the popularity of teams like the Sky and the Aces, and offering fans the chance to see multiple games at a discounted rate, The league is positioning itself for sustained growth and greater visibility in the sports world. The WNBA's recent decision to make drastic changes to its upcoming season, driven by the electrifying influence of Caitlyn Clark, has sent shockwaves through the league. What's even more telling is the Indiana Fever's exclusion from these adjustments, which speaks volumes about the extraordinary demand to see Clark in action once again.
NBA owners, investors, a lot of whom own WNBA franchises, for example, the Indiana Pacers, or the owner owns the Indiana Fever, okay? And that is running throughout the league. Well, even with the Caitlyn Clark uptick in business, and it was significant, it did not matter. The WNBA is set to lose $40 million this season, for this prior season.
This decision highlights how Clark's impact on the sport has not only transcended her team, but also outshined other notable players like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson. The message is clear. Fans are more eager to watch Clark play than any other player or team. Caitlyn Clark's meteoric rise to prominence has been nothing short of phenomenal. Her on-court performances, characterized by unmatched skill, thrilling plays, and a charismatic presence, have captivated audiences nationwide. The anticipation to see her back in action is palpable, overshadowing the usual attention given to other top-tier players and teams. The fact that the Indiana Fever, a team with its own history and fan base, was not included in these new changes underscores how Clark's draw is in a league of its own.
The growth is happening so fast. It's so accelerated. And I've been saying this in our own organization, that business as usual isn't going to work anymore. You're going to get left behind. Certainly, Caitlyn's first game, they were going to value. I'm all for that. I get it.
Angel Reese, known for her prowess on the court, has made a significant impact, but her presence doesn't quite ignite the same level of fervor among fans. Similarly, A'ja Wilson, a formidable player and a key figure in the WNBA, commands respect and admiration, but doesn't spark the same widespread, almost frenzied excitement. Caitlyn Clark, however, brings something extra, an intangible quality that elevates her beyond mere athletic performance and into the realm of cultural phenomenon. The exclusion of the Indiana Fever from the WNBA's new plans further amplifies this point. It's a strategic move that implicitly acknowledges Clark's superior marketability and the unmatched enthusiasm she generates. The Fever's absence is less about their shortcomings and more about the overwhelming demand to center the season around players who can fill arenas and drive viewership, with Clark leading the charge. The WNBA's decision to exclude the Indiana Fever from their new season's format is a direct reflection of Caitlyn Clark's extraordinary influence. Her ability to captivate audiences far exceeds that of her peers, making her the central figure in the league's strategy to grow its fan base and boost ticket sales. Clark's star power is not just altering the game, it's setting a new standard for what it means to be a game changer in professional basketball.
Caitlyn Clark is a hell of a lot better than Angel Reese. Nobody ever said Ben Wallace could give Michael Jordan a run for his money.
Furthermore, the recent actions of A'ja Wilson, one of the league's most prominent players, have sparked an intriguing conversation about who truly holds the crown in women's basketball. By raising her speaking engagement fee by $10,000 more than Caitlyn Clark, Wilson appeared to make a bold statement. She's the real MVP, the player people want to see and hear from the most. However, a groundbreaking change in the WNBA's new season format tells a different story, one that firmly places Caitlyn Clark at the center of the league's rising star power. A'ja Wilson's dominance on the court is unquestionable. Her decision to charge significantly more for her 30-minute talks than Caitlyn Clark seemed to be a strategic move to underline her status. Yet, the WNBA's decision to implement substantial changes in its upcoming season, clearly influenced by Clark's explosive popularity and unique style of play, suggests that the league sees its future more aligned with Clark's burgeoning influence than with Wilson's established presence.
situation involving Caitlyn Clark again. Well, now this week, she's talking about, she's charging $100K for speaking events, and fans is like, Shrek? Since when? And like, you only doing this because of Caitlyn. Now, we know news broke last week about the Unrivaled, about A'ja Wilson and Caitlyn Clark both not taking part in this league. Caitlyn gave her own reasons, being that she wanted to focus more on golf. She had a long season this past year, and she's just going to sit this off season now. A'ja Wilson really didn't say too much about her not wanting to do it, besides she just wanted to not play basketball this off.
In essence, while A'ja Wilson's contributions to the WNBA are immense and her legacy secure, the league's latest adjustments point to a new reality. Caitlyn Clark is the player driving the next wave of popularity in women's basketball. The WNBA's strategic shifts are a clear indication that Clark's star power is not just a flash in the pan, but a central pillar in the league's growth strategy. This fact not only calls into question Wilson's story, but also shows Clark's rising prominence as the league's most alluring and marketable player. The hype around Caitlyn Clark is tangible as fans eagerly anticipate her return to the court. This season, the excitement is increased not only by her extraordinary talent, but also by the fact that she will return rested and coached by Stephanie White, who is an expert in the game. Her performance last season left fans in awe, as she consistently delivered game-changing plays and jaw-dropping moments. However, after a grueling schedule and the inevitable wear and tear of a demanding season, the need for rest was clear. Adding to the excitement is the arrival of Stephanie White as the head coach of the Indiana Fever. White brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the team, having played in the WNBA and served as a head coach in both the league and at the collegiate level. Her understanding of the nuances of the game and her ability to connect with players on a personal level make her the perfect mentor for a young star like Clark.
I am on record as saying Caitlyn Clark is going to be an excellent WNBA player.
I agree.
Right away. Right away going to be a star, in my view. When you go back and you look historically, the players at the level that I believe Caitlyn Clark is at, whether they are guards or bigs, they have come in and been all-stars.
Under White's leadership, the Indiana Fever are expected to adopt a more strategic and dynamic style of play, maximizing the strengths of their roster. For Clark, this means more opportunities to showcase her skills in a system that plays to her strengths. White's coaching philosophy emphasizes teamwork, smart decision-making, and adaptability, qualities that align perfectly with Clark's approach to the game. Fans are not just looking forward to individual highlights from Clark, but are also excited about the overall improvement in the team's performance. The Indiana Fever, under this new dynamic duo, could very well become one of the most formidable teams in the league. Technical aspects of the game, there's an emotional element to Clark's return that resonates with fans. The narrative of her comeback, fully rested and ready to conquer new challenges, adds a layer of drama that makes this season even more compelling. What do you think prompted the WNBA to overhaul its entire season format? Please drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.